5,000% Moab health. Now, Ninjakiwi did go a little bit overboard with this, I'm gonna be honest, and we're playing the Odyssey, which we don't usually play, but come on guys, I was never gonna pass up on the opportunity to play something like this. So for this entire Odyssey, we're playing, I guess, 5,000% Moabs, which goes for obviously all of the Moab class balloons, and it's actually really annoying for a lot of reasons. So first off, you maybe thought, you know, I'm gonna one-shot all of these Moab class balloons, I'm gonna be cheesy about it. Well, no, in Ninjakiwi banned the Monkey Pirates and the Pirate Lord. They gave us the NG, but they banned all these traps. They gave us the Alchemist, but they banned the Blue Master Alchemist, and you guys can see where I'm going with this. And then you may be like, well, I'm gonna stall these Moab class balloons. I'm gonna buy something like a Moab Shove Heli, for example. I don't have the Helis, but it's banned. They banned the Boomerang bottom pad, the Moab Press. They even banned like this entire bottom pad of the Mermonkey, so you cannot even like spin them around in circles. So that's how far they went into this Odyssey, and they want you to pop the Moab class balloons in a very specific way, it looks like. Now, on top of this, you might be like, well, I'm gonna farm a lot. I'm just gonna place a bunch of farms, and I'm just gonna make a lot of money, and that's how I'm gonna win. Well, not exactly, because there's an 8 farm limit in total. So yeah, this is a very, very annoying and a very devious Odyssey. And I saved the last island for you guys because we are going to be playing in free play, actually, in this island specifically. We have not seen free play rounds in any of the previous ones, and we're gonna see rounds 81 to 100, which, yes, that means that we're gonna have a 5,000% health bad balloon around 100. And you know what, I'm not even scared about the bad balloon. You know what I'm scared of? Like these DDTs are 95 and 99, because imagine those little monsters being like super fast and just having a lot of HP in general being annoying, and then we have to deal with 5,000% after those guys. Yeah, it's gonna get annoying. And this has been my go-to combo for this entire Odyssey, so I chose Adora, which I kind of need a hero, right, to clean up these early rounds. We don't exactly need cleanup versus big balloons, because obviously there's gonna be another tower that has to do that. Probably should have done this a lot earlier, actually. Now that I think about this, how many villages do I have? I don't remember, so I'm just gonna click the button, and hopefully it's gonna be a handful of them. Yeah, it's gonna be, that's all the villages. But let me get the Monkey Town, the Monkey City, the Monkeyopolis, eventually sell both of these extra discount villages that we bought, and then let's just go into 0, 2, 3 farms for now. Then we're gonna see what we do. We might actually get a couple of these guys as 0, 2, 3s, and then I guess we can get one of these guys as a 4, 2, 0. How many NGs did I bring? I only brought 3. We do have the overclock, so yeah, we're probably gonna have to be hooking up some of these guys to the overclocks as well, just for the extra efficiency, actually. And actually, having played this Odyssey for 4 islands, I really like it for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is that, well, this is like super unique and super fun to play, but also I think it's gonna be really fun for you guys to watch, because there's constantly something happening starting from round 40. Like starting from 40, there's gonna be a Moab class balloon. Well, I guess the 40s in general are gonna be just us farming and getting our farming together, but after that, it's gonna be a Moab class balloon on almost every single round. That was gonna make it so fun. But for the Moab around 40, something that I found that works is just like getting a spike storm. So 140 spike storm in the range of a discount village. Obviously, let's use the ability. I got an Alchemist, and then let's see how much damage this thing is gonna do. Look at the pops, by the way, 6 down. That's insane. But we also dropped a lot of spikes here, and this is why I brought the Alchemist as well. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, that's all you need for the first Moab. And actually, I'm gonna be as efficient as possible. So I'm going to sell both of the spikes and the Alchemist, and I'm gonna buy a 420 onto. Oh, wait a minute. Well, you need to bring your own powers for the Odysseys. All right, so I guess it's only gonna be 2 NGs for this one. Okay, so let's get the overclock, and then let's get one of the 2 tech bots that we had. So let's hook this guy up to the 420 farm. And actually, before we go into the 50s and before we have to start buying up our defenses, let's try and greet out as many 420 farms as possible. By the way, we're playing on a hard mode, which is something that we don't usually see. So for example, these boss events, right, they're usually on normal, so the prices are a lot cheaper. And if you're surprised, like the first time that I played this, I was like, wait a minute, since when does the BRF cost $20,000, $20,000 at $520? And I remember, oh my god, we're playing on, like, this is hard mode, and I'm just not used to playing on it as much. Well, I guess we do play chimps mode, but not in like these farming type of events like we have this one, right? And then one of the solutions that I actually found for the 50s, the entirety of the 50s, is just gonna be 2 spike storms. So yeah, surprisingly, on previous islands, that is, I'm not sure if it's gonna work on this one, because this one is a little bit shorter than everything else. So let me just try and fit it in the range. There we go. But let me get the second spike storm, and let me get an Alchemist, which is, yeah, this Alchemist is not gonna be in range, so I'm just gonna get something like it's gonna be a 301 actually, which you don't see that much, but it's not like we're buffing, you know, the hottest of towers ever. So let's use one of the spike storm. This is gonna buff. Look at it, this is insane, guys. When does it ever happen for you to use a spike storm ability and the mob is like not even budging? It's not even popping. It has to go like through a million spikes and then it pops. That's insane. Let's use the second ability, get it off cooldown a little bit faster, and actually, because we're gonna have some camo balloons, actually it's gonna be camo ceramics. Let me just give a village village these guys, because why not? Actually, one of the more tricky rounds is going to be 53, and in combination with 52, because there are going to be 3 Moabs onto 53, and we only have 2 abilities. So let's see how we do versus this one. Can I get both of these Moabs with 1 ability? I'm not exactly sure. Let me pop the small balloons, so let's see how we do. So here's the problem. Like, this first Moab goes ahead, and then it breaks all of the spikes, right? And then there are no spikes left for this guy to bump into. Let's actually see if these spikes that these guys planted are going to be enough to pop it, because if they are, yes, this is very good. That's very nice. Okay, so look at what happened now. We saved one of the abilities. So there are going to be 3 Moabs onto this one. So I'm going to use one of the abilities now. Actually, let's make sure we're farming as well. Can I? Oh, wait a minute. I'm not finding the spot of the farm. Oh, I placed them so super tightly, it looks like. I found it for a second, but I can also see the Moabs incoming. There we go. Let's use the ability again. That's Moab number 2, and then Moab number 3 should pop here when it reaches the spikes. There we go. That's very good. All right. I mean, 5k Moabs, guys, and spike storms are still the answer, it looks like. Let's see how we do versus this one. The ability is barely coming out. I'm gonna need this thing to pop, and is it gonna pop all the leftovers? No, it's not. We're gonna lose to that. Actually, one of the things that I'm not sure Ninjakiwi overlooked, but it's something that I guess I should have placed a little bit earlier, but it's a tower that you can still slow Moab class balloons in this game, and that is by using this guy, the Abyssal Warrior, because they did let it through out of all towers, and it does slow the Moab class balloons by a little bit. It works on Moabs and BFBs, so hopefully this is gonna be just enough slow so that we can get the abilities up. So that's gonna be ability number 1. Let me just use it as fast as possible. Let's see how we're gonna do. So Moab number 1 is gonna pop for sure, and then Moab number 2, I don't know, like there's some leftover spikes here, and then we're gonna have the second ability in a second. We're not gonna need it immediately for 55, so that's really good, and there we go, we get it done. All right, that's amazing. All right, so 57 is gonna be a super annoying round, and I hope that we can take care of this one with 2 abilities, but I'm not exactly sure because one of them is on cooldown. So it's gonna be 2x2 Moabs. These guys are really tight next to each other, and so look at this thing. The first Moab absorbs all the spikes, and then the second one barely gets damaged. So yeah, this is gonna get problematic, and even with the Abyssal Warrior still, like I don't think that this is working. Like, I'm watching the first duo, and like, oh my god, the second Moab is not even getting popped. Okay, so let's try and fix this. How do we fix this? I think here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use the ability. Which one of these guys? So this one is in range of the village. Maybe later on I'm gonna make this thing a Jungle Jones village, but here's what I want to do. Let me just sell this and this. And how far off are we from a carpet of spikes? We should have the money. Yes, that's perfect. Okay, so is this gonna be enough now? I had to sell the Alchemist, by the way, to get this thing going, so I'm just gonna rebuy the Alchemist like this, hopefully in the range of the discount village. There we go. This is gonna be just like 320 Alchemist, and hopefully with the passive spike storm abilities and the fact that these spikes that this guy throws, he throws them super fast, but they're also a lot more powerful than the previous ones. So hopefully this is gonna give us enough breathing room to get the farming going, because we only have like a Minneapolis and 5 BRS, which is not good. Round 60, the first ever BFB, and this thing has 700 HP times 5,000%, 35,000 HP on a BFB. Let me use the passive ability, and let's see how we're gonna do. So yeah, these spikes are definitely a lot stronger and also a lot more reliable, because at every point in time there are gonna be spikes on the track, and it just makes dealing with this entire this monstrosity of an Odyssey a lot better. Let me use the active ability for these guys. I'm just collecting all of these crates, and actually I'm just thinking how I want to play this, because I do want to get a full Monkeyopolis eventually. With all these farm sacrifice, so maybe we should get to doing that as fast as possible so we can go for the banana essential. Yeah, so let's sell the Minneapolis that we had. Let me just buy a Monkeyopolis, and now let's go into an overclock banana essential, which I guess we should have done a little bit earlier, but that's completely fine because we're not in any rush. So far so good with the farming and everything. Let's actually use the active ability as well, and that is probably gonna be, is it gonna be it actually? That was a nice passive ability, but I see 3 full Moabs, so if they get past this thing, it's still getting close, guys. Like, this is what's very annoying about this one, because it's only around 65. All right, so let me just buy these big farms. So let me get the Wall Street. Hopefully the Wall Street gets all 4 of these guys in range, and then we have 3 farms left. So I guess if we want to have the Wall Street collect from all of them. By the way, what's happening with all those mobs? Let me use the, oh, I already used the active ability. Wait, what? Is this gonna be fine? I'm gonna need the passive ability like right now, and then I'm gonna use the Doors level 10 ability. That's the passive ability. I'm gonna use the active one. Oh my god, that's ridiculously close. These guys are not popping, are they? How do we fix this? I don't want to spend a lot of money because I want to complete the farming, but at the same time we need a fix, and for this one and for actually up until free play as well. So here's what I was thinking. Maybe if I can fit like a, oh, look at this spot, that's perfect. Maybe if we can get like a Moab Eliminator, like this is 4,500 damage per ability, so hopefully this is gonna be enough. By the way, the Moab Eliminator needs 2 abilities to pop 1 small Moab. That is absolutely insane. hate the way that this thing works, but I think that this is gonna be a lot better than last time because that's just a lot of extra damage that we got. So we're gonna get a passive ability in a second, and then one of you guys is gonna pop, and then look at this thing, bam, with the Moab Eliminator ability. There we go. Let's see if we actually bother ourselves a little bit of time with the Moab Eliminator, because round 75, this is like a super annoying one, lots of RB on it, and I'm just keeping, you know, this ability going. This is not looking good. Like, look at what's happening up top. We have like these small mobs to make it all the way through, and these are 3x3 BFBs, which I guess that's the first one that popped, but it's really not looking good for the other ones as well. Yeah, probably gonna need to do something about this one. Let's just play it out. Let's see what happens. So I'm just gonna keep spamming these abilities, and I think this is gonna be about it. Yeah, so these mobs are about to leak, so that means that we have to buy something for 75. All right, so I have a solution for this actually, and I didn't want to do it because it might set our economy back a little bit, and it's just the super mines, guys. So I'm gonna sell this drop monkey, which is not doing anything, and let's see how we can make this thing happen. So 135,000. We can straight up buy it if we like sell some of our farms, but let's let our farms make a little bit of money, and then we can decide what we need to sell. So the amount of money that we have is 70. When is it gonna stop is my question. Then we can decide on what we need to sell. Let me, by the way, use the active ability while I wait. Okay, so it stopped at 88,000. So we need about 20k, which I think we can solve by just selling 2 of these guys. Oh no, that's super close. So I'm just gonna sell an alchemist. I would rather sell an alchemist than one of the farms. Okay, so there we go. We got the super mines. We can quickly rebuy the alchemist, which I don't mind selling, but let's see if this is gonna be enough damage. So I'm gonna need these mines to do a lot. And look at this thing. The super mines is actually struggling. That's insane. The super mines are getting the job done though, but I don't know, guys. I'm gonna use the level 10 ability as a cope, but yeah, we do get it done, but I don't like this one bit. You can only imagine what's gonna be happening free play with this insane Odyssey that we have today. And then look at this thing, a ZOMG on round 80 with 5,000%, and it's just walking through our super mines like it's nothing. Oh my god, they went through all of them. I am incredibly concerned about what's gonna be happening into these upcoming rounds, guys, because this is free play and this is where the party starts. So these guys are gonna be ramping up obviously with their HP, but this ramp up is exponential, and when you have exponential ramping plus 5,000%, yeah, things are gonna get crazy. So this is where the fun starts in this Odyssey actually, and let me just, I guess I'm just gonna keep using these abilities. These are like cope abilities. It's not gonna do too much, but let me just check the pops onto these guys. In the early hundreds of thousands, maybe we should have gotten like a sub commander a little bit earlier, maybe even the preemptive strike, which I still don't have, by the way. I thought I bought this thing. Oh wait a minute, let me just buy it. And then at the start of the video, I mentioned to you guys that Ninjakiwi went out of their way to ban just a bunch of towers to just not allow us to one shot, not allow us to slow these guys down. One of the things they also took care is the Paragons as well. So you're like, oh, you're just gonna buy the Goliath and you're gonna win. Nope, you're not gonna buy the Goliath. You're gonna buy the Ninja Paragon, which is amazing versus Moab Bloons. Nope, you're not gonna do that. Oh, you wanna buy the VTSG, I heard. You're gonna make a lot of money. No, you're not gonna do that. No Legend of the Night. And you cannot even league these guys, which is another reason why they banned it. So yeah, very, very, very devious Odyssey by Ninjakiwi. This is next level stuff. And look at this thing, round 83. These guys, thankfully these are just Moab class Bloons, and the super mines is taking care of the 4 million pops. I just placed this thing. By the way, you guys remember how the ZOMG on round 80 just walked through all our super mines? Well, we have 2 now, and these guys are ramped up, and these guys are again walking through our defenses like it's nothing. Oh my god, we have to get, I think I'm gonna have to get a call to arms actually, just so we can buff this thing a little bit more. So the thing that I'm doing in the next 3 rounds is just making the super mines stronger, and eventually we're gonna have to go into Paragons, but I'm just trying to delay that as much as possible. So let me use the call to arms right now to just produce a bunch of explosions for these guys. And actually this was only 85, so 87 is gonna be a lot more annoying than this, isn't it? All right, I mean, here it comes, 87. We're gonna have to call to arms in a second, and then I'm gonna time it with the overclock as well. I think this is the overclock for yeah, that was the overclock probably for the spike. So let's use the call to arms as well, and we're gonna need like 1 million mines. Let me just check the damage. It's 6.7 million. It's like 4 rounds since the 4 million mark that we showed, and it's like it's insane how much damage is needed to get through these balloons. But it's also really fun. Yeah, it's not looking good for the entirety of this round, is it? Because all the super mines are gone. I mean, they're kind of deploying some of the mines, I guess, and I guess these ZMGs are damaged a little bit, but it's really not looking good. We're gonna get a second round of the call to arms, so I might as well use it right now. 3 of them popped, and there's a lot of leftovers, by the way. Don't forget, these leftovers are 5,000% as well. So yeah, it's not like you pop this ZMG layer and then it's all done and dusted. No, it's so much damage to go through. And do we actually have this thing? Because if we do, this is gonna buy us like a round or 2. So as long as these spikes at the back hold, that's gonna be amazing. Yes, there we go. Let's see how we do versus deities in round 90. So these guys are, I mean, they are popping in the super mine. That's really good. Is it gonna go through them? No, it's not. The super mine's actually held. Yeah, I'm not sure we're taking out these ZOMGs though, however. So yeah, we took down the ones on 87, but these guys, I don't think it's happening, just because their HP is so ramped up, and the fact that, well, we just tanked 1,045 Moabs with the spikes that we had. So and this is gonna be the round, guys. So round 92 is the round in which we're gonna have to buy the sub paragon. So yeah, let me just hit home and let's just think this through. All right, so first things first, favorite trades boat. Let me sell a bunch of these farms in the range of the village, see how much money we can make. I'm gonna sell all of them. I don't think it matters at this point. I'm probably gonna keep the carpet spikes just because it's been performing so well. It's kind of nice to have it at the back. And then Nordic Siege Core. Do we put all the money into this thing? I'm really scared putting all the money into this thing, guys, because if this doesn't work, then we have no backup plan essentially. And actually, I think we should save a little bit of cash so that we can buy the homeland defense for our super mines. So I think, is this gonna be enough? Yeah, this is probably gonna be enough. There we go. And what's the degree that we're gonna get? It's gonna be a 46. I don't like the 46. I don't like the 46. I don't think that this is gonna be enough, guys. Look at this thing go. No, it's struggling a little bit. I mean, this is gonna take out 92, but is it gonna take out around 100? I don't know. Let's see how we do versus DDTs, by the way. So I think we should sell Adora, by the way, because she's not doing anything. Let's just get rid of her and her abilities. And let's see how we do versus these DDTs. So yeah, DDTs so far, spike mines doing, not spike mines, but the super mines doing very well. There is pretty much nothing else that we can do. We have $30,000. So what do we buy for these $30,000? Oh, actually, you know what? We can buy the mer monkeys, which are gonna slow down, I guess, just a little bit these mob class balloons, and I think every little bit helps. So maybe we should have a mer monkey like here as well in the middle. Let's go like this. Set it on strong. Actually, should probably be on first, and that is about it, right? I mean, what else? That's pretty much it. There's nothing else that we can do. We have $20,000, but these $20,000 are not gonna do anything. So yeah, it's all gonna be on the sub paragon, and hopefully this sub paragon is gonna do it. Look at the damage go, by the way, and the guy's 7 million pops. We just blazed this guy. Yeah, the pops are just taking off. And how is it looking? That's around 94, and it's not looking too hot because 94 made it, well, I guess a third of the map in, and 98 is gonna be like double its difficulty. So yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. You can say that for sure. Let's see how we do on 95. So 95 seems like the super mines are actually the ones that are taking care of the DDTs. I should probably buy the white house spikes, by the way, into the carpet spikes just so we can deal a little bit of damage to these guys as well. So far, so good. 95 is actually a little bit easier than I would have thought. I feel like the super mines are the ones doing the carrying, and we are running out of super mines. Is this gonna hold? There we go. We get a homeland at the last second, and there goes 95. All right, so 5 rounds left to go. 96, thankfully, only just fortified Moabs, which are so far not as difficult to deal with. So I think it's gonna be fine, and then just like normal BFBs, which is, I guess it's exactly the same. But when you think in terms of 5,000%, it's like, wait, is it though? Is it the same as it is? I'm not exactly sure. 11 million pops into this guy, by the way. 18 million on the spike factory. This thing is owning. I'm pretty sure this guy, the super mines, is the best purchase that we've made in this entire run, like hands down. Nothing comes even close. I mean, maybe the sub paragon, which is gonna get us the win, hopefully. And here comes the big one. Okay, so let's actually check out what is the RBE onto this round. So we're starting with 20 million on the spike factory, 15 million on the sub, and then this guy is like 2.5, but he's not gonna do too much. Okay, so 20 with 15 million. Let's see how much these guys have at the end of this round. So the usual RBE on 98 is like 320,000 pops, I think it was. So you do 5,000% on the majority of that because it takes into account like ceramics and stuff like that, but we are not gonna have those, right, getting 5,000 HP. But so far it is, they seem to be dealing with them, right? So I'm only watching like the front and how the super mines are doing. We're gonna have a homeland proc right now, so this homeland is gonna, actually this homeland was with very good timing because it's hitting the majority of the balloons while they're here at the bottom left, and I think we have this thing. I mean, as long as they don't get past. I'm watching this little super mine spike pile, and it actually held. Let me just check the pop count. 25 million on this guy and 20 million on this guy. Oh my god, that was a 10 million round RBE on round 98. That's insane. How are we doing versus these 45 DDTs, by the way? Oh my god, don't lose on this one. 3 left, 2 left. Please, that's the last one. If we pop this one, yes, that's very good. All right, so the last one. This is it, guys. This guy has almost 1.5 million HP. I launched the ability, and let's see if we're gonna be able to take him down. So there go the missiles. Let's see how much of an impact damage we're gonna do with it. So the missile should land in any second. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's not even close to like 1 million damage, but it was decent actually. The really active leftovers are gonna do DPS as well. And are we taking the bat down? Oh my god, this is all gonna be on Spike Storm. And look at this thing, by the way. I just noticed this, but Spike Storm is still overtaking the sub paragon in the amount of pops. 22 versus 20, or 25 versus 22 million. Oh, this thing actually popped. There we go. Let's use the Spike Storm as well. We have no more abilities and nothing else to do, guys. If this thing doesn't pop, then, well, I guess it is what it is. And it's gonna, no, it's going out of the range of the Spike Storm. This is not good. Okay, all on the sub paragon now. ZMG layer popped. I think I'm gonna sell one of the mer monkeys actually, and if I can place it in time, not necessary, absolutely not necessary. There we go. We actually take it down. Wow, what a wild Odyssey that was. Let me just hit review map for a second and let's just take a look at the pops. So 25 million on the Spy Factory, 23.5 million onto the Sub Paragon. That is insane. And let's just take a look at this one, 3 million on the Carpet of Spikes, which is absolutely insane. And boy, what an Odyssey that was. That was super fun to play, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Good luck in your runs. Don't forget to farm a lot, it looks like, and just get some Paragons going. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this one.